It's Black Friday and we're brewing beer today. I don't think anything would be more appropriate than on Black Friday than making a nice Black Stout. All right, here's our brew stout today. We're gonna be using, let's see, what do we got? We got pale malt, 7 pounds. Then we're going to have roasted barley, 1 pound, and flaked barley, 1 pound. And then the yeast we're going to use is American ale yeast. So I've been doing a starter of that. Here's our starter over here. Good. Then we also have, for the finish, we're going to use Goldings, 1 ounce. And then I have 1.5 ounces of a Northern Brewer for the boil. So let's get started. I'm going to get 2 gallons of water into our brew pot for our strike water. Grains going into the mash tun. There we go. Okay, 9 pounds of grain. Okay, we're gonna test the grains for freshness a little bit. Yep, tastes pretty fresh. Strike water is in. And let's check out the temperature here. It should be about 130 to 135. Give my yeast a little swirl. It's bubbling along, just bubbling along. All right, we're gonna take a little beer break while we're making our stout. This one here is Sly Fox India Pale Ale. It's made right around the corner for me. It's called 113, which is actually a road that goes right by my house. It's made in Pottstown, PA. So let's crack this thing open. It's interesting how a lot of these microbrews are starting to come in cans now. And I was talking to the guy at our distributor. He said it's because you can't take cans to things like, you know, games, beach, tailgating. So people are looking for cans. So they're starting to put a lot of the beers, especially ones that are for the summertime, starting to put them in cans. So let's take a little look at this. Oh, the color, I would say it's like a little bit of a reddish tinge to it. We're talking about 1 finger, 1.5 fingers of head. Not much lacing on this. Let's take it a little sniff. Okay, floral, citrusy, definitely citrusy. And just a little bit of malt smell to it. Let's take a taste. Wow, right up front, citrus, bam, really hoppy. Got a little bit of a floral. Little toasted notes to it. A little bit of just a little bit, a touch of caramel flavor. Not a whole lot of, yeah, there's a little bit of carbonation in there. It's probably mildly carbonated. Mouthfeel, kind of really bright kind of mouthfeel with all the hops. It's time for our 200-degree water to go into our mash tun. We're going to try to raise the temperature between 150 and 155. So it's about 155, just like we wanted. So let's get our mash jacket on. And we're gonna let it sit for another hour. Hey guys, the last few batches I did, I had some problems with my efficiency of my mash. So I made 2 different changes today that I just wanted to kind of tell you about. First off is, instead of just putting the mash water into the mash tun and just leaving it there for an hour, I talked to the guys and at the store, and they told me to stir it every once in a while. So I stirred it about every 15 minutes. The last thing I got reading a book about improving your efficiency, and what I haven't done in the past is I let it at 155 to 150 degrees mash for like an hour. today what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add some water and bring it up to 158 for about 10 to 20 minutes to see if I can get my mash efficiency up. So I boiled some water here, and I'm gonna stir it up and try to get it up to 158. Okay, so I got some water in there, and I'm just gonna bring the temperature up. And then we're gonna see at the end what my gravity reading is. Going through my old Sparge procedure where I just take 100 to 70 to 180 degree Sparge water into my water tun, and then it goes right down here into my brew pot. My wort is almost to the boil, so I'm going to be adding my 1.5 ounces of Northern Brewer hops. We're going to put this in for 60 minutes. Check this out though. The hops at the store, we went there and they were 70% off for hop plugs. So I really loaded up because that's going to bring down the cost of my beer. This beer or batch has a cost of under $20 for me, which is really good considering that I'm using yeast that I washed from a previous, and the cheapness of the hops really brought down the cost. Alright, now it's the time for the addition of our Goldings. I'm going to put this in for a half hour. Okay, it looks like my meter reading, or hydrometer reading, is 1.050. Now it's time to put the yeast into my carboy. Here we go, the yeast is going in. And stir this up. Okay, here we go. And she is ready.